Hi guys, today's reading is going to be a little different. Instead of reading messages energetically, I'm going to connect to spirit and connect to any past loved ones who have messages for you. So I invite you to pick from pile 1, 2, 3, and we'll get into this reading. Pile 1, this is a collective mediumship reading for you. So I'm going to tune into energy from the spirit world and any past loved ones, and if this resonates with you, then my interpretation of this kind of reading is that your past loved one is using you finding this video and choosing this card to send messages to you. Of course, they're not specific as I'm not reading one-to-one, so just trust your intuition. Close your eyes maybe as you listen to this and see whether or not it resonates. And as this is something new for me, I'm just doing this without a camera on, so it's easier for me to really tune in and focus. I'm feeling a larger-than-life personality, and initially it felt like a male, but I'm being told that for some of you this could be a female too. Someone who takes up a lot of space in a room in a really positive way. They have a really bold energy. You can't, you wouldn't have been able to be around this person without being aware of them. They weren't someone who could shrink into a corner. I'm seeing as well, I feel like a kind of orangey animal, and I'm feeling initially that it looks like quite a large cat, but I'm just going to keep this general, so I would say it could be possibly a dog as well. These are just signs coming through. And I'm seeing this person, it feels like they're talking to you about the animal or the animals there. And again, I'm feeling your energy now, and it's like when you were around this person, you really felt like sometimes you perhaps felt like you couldn't express yourself, or maybe you didn't get an opportunity to. I feel like this person is saying to you that you two have different personalities. And I feel like this person is trying to say that they really tried. They really tried to connect to you. And I feel like they tried to share things with you. They tried to open up and maybe show you their way of doing things, their perspective on life. And they're saying that you should be really proud of yourself. It feels like possibly you're a high achiever, although I'm going to leave this open. It could mean something else, but it feels like, they're saying you should be proud of yourself for what you have achieved, what you've done. I'm being taken to my head, something about the head. I don't know whether there was an injury, an illness in this respect. I'm not sure here. That's just coming through quite fleetingly. That might not apply to everyone here. I feel like this person, even though they're in spirit, they still have a desire to communicate with you. I'm feeling that you every so often think of this person, and it's like this person in spirit recognizes that. And especially I'm sensing that it could be if you're in an area where you used to go with this person, or somewhere that you might be reminded of. It could be through being in a place that looks like somewhere you used to go with this person, or it could be doing an activity you used to do with them or that you associate with them. And when you think of them, they are aware of it. The main thing I'm picking up here is the discord in communication, and it feels like this was based on you having two different personalities. Just really, even more than personality, it just feels like your constitution was perhaps different. It feels like you may be on the more slightly sensitive side, or maybe you are more academic in some way, and it feels like this person's energy and spirit is quite different. The next thing I'm picking up is I'm seeing a parcel or an envelope, and I'm not sure if this relates to the past or the present, but there is something significant about a parcel or an envelope. This could also mean something like sending in an application form or something like that. So either it's representing communication in the past when they were here, or it's them trying to urge you to do something. I'm also seeing a bow, kind of like the bow that someone might put in their hair or on a decoration, Christmas decoration, I'm not sure, but I'm seeing a bow. Seeing outdoor activities as well. I'm just seeing a ball and someone doing some kind of outdoor activity, outdoor sport. I know that's quite general, but that's just what's coming through. It's like a flurry of different images I'm seeing. I feel like this is, in terms of the collective reading here, I'm feeling like this is being closed out now, but I feel like you're ready. If you're resonating with this, if your intuition is resonating with what's coming through, I feel like the message is it's really just a message of, I'm still here, I'm listening to you. You should be proud of yourself. So I really hope that this resonates for you, pile number 1. Pile number 2, this is your collective mediumship reading. So the way that I interpret this kind of reading is that I'm tuning into a collective energy of those past, and if there is anyone in your life who wants to come through in this way, the way that I believe it will connect to you is for you to use your intuition. Maybe close your eyes and really focus on the messages. Some may resonate and some may not, as it's general. So I'm going to tune in now and see what comes through. Just as I'm connecting to the spirit world, I'm feeling that there are actually a lot of different people who want to connect to you, or at least a number of people. And as I'm tuning in, I believe that similar messages, or people with similar messages, will kind of group together. And I'm feeling different kind of groups wanting to come through, so I'm just going to see what comes through first. This feels like it would have been a very significant figure, and I feel like it would be someone who was with you or around you a lot when you were a child, very young child. I'm seeing an image of, it looks like a woman, so I would say perhaps the majority of people listening to this will resonate with this being a woman. And I'm seeing them leaning on a table. So they're leaning on their arms and they are leaning forward towards you, and it feels like you're on the other side of this table, and it feels like you're really little, a little child. And it feels like maybe this person is putting toys or figurines of some kind on the table and maybe explaining them to you or playing with you. I'm also seeing a little train toy, possibly something like that, maybe like a little truck. There's a sense of distance here, so either this, by meaning, I'm going to interpret this as meaning either the distance is that these events happened a long time ago. I'm also feeling, for the majority of you, this person passed a while ago, so I'm feeling like at least several years. I would say minimum 2 years. It doesn't feel like it's a very, very recent thing, and for some of you that could be a lot longer. I feel like this person is conversing and talking about the many changes in your life that have happened relatively recently. For some of you, I feel like you've moved a long, long way away from perhaps where you originated from, or, it could be say moving from the UK to Australia. It's that kind of, there's a big distance. There's something like very significant change. It feels like you have a very different lifestyle, and I feel like maybe they're also saying you have a very different lifestyle from when you were a child. A really big difference. I feel like they're saying they wish that you connected to them more, or to spirit more, or they wished you connected to something spiritual more. But as I'm saying this, it feels like they're talking about something specific, and I feel like if this is your message, then you will recognize and know what they're talking about. So it may not be something that it could be that you weren't doing this when they were still here with you, or maybe you did, but there's some specific activity or interest that you have that feels, even if it's not, it's spiritual to you, whatever it is, and they're saying they wished you did that more, because there's a lot of peace. They're saying there's a lot of peace that you find when you do this thing. I'm also seeing a camera, photography. I feel like this person is very supportive of you, and I'm picking up within the connection between you both that perhaps you would expect somehow to be held responsible for something, or it's like you expect people to have very high expectations of you. And in spirit, this person that we're linking with is just completely supportive of you. So not holding you to really high, unachievable expectations, just wanting you to be fulfilled, wanting you to be happy. I'm also seeing you stroking possibly, it looks like a really fluffy animal. So I'm not sure whether it's a cat or a dog or something else, but it just looks really fluffy, and that could be something that's in the past or the present. And I feel like this is your reading for now. So I really hope this has supported you, pile number 2. Pile number 3, I am going to tune in for a collective mediumship reading. And how I believe this works is if you listen with your intuition, then anyone in spirit who wants to come through collectively, through a collective voice that will resonate with many people, will come through in this way. And anything that doesn't resonate, please just let it go, but do make sure that the reading feels right to you. So it's really important to tune into your own intuition, maybe listen to this in a quiet place, and we'll see what comes through for you. There's a slight feeling of sort of trepidation, nervousness, and it feels like this is really a really significant meeting. You know, even though this is through a collective reading, it's not one-to-one. It just feels like there's a real significance in many different ways for you as this is coming through. I feel like since this person passed, and it's hard to describe this in a general way, but I'm going to do my best. But so since this person passed, it feels like you have uncovered things about you and this person. I was going to say him, but I'm not, I should leave gender open because this is a general reading. But it feels like you've discovered things about you and them that perhaps weren't entirely hidden, but it's like you've had an awareness that you didn't have at the time that they passed. And I'm feeling a lot of emotion. There's always also a sort of sense of it's almost like mythological. What I mean by that is, I don't know whether you were quite young when this person passed. If you weren't, it feels like you might have been distant from them for quite a while before they passed. So it feels like the majority of your memories with this person were when you were quite young. And you're not sure in a way what to make of this person. You have felt like your impression of them is perhaps different from the reality. And they're coming through. I have to say they feel quite distant. I can feel their presence. But it's like they're not quite... It's not that they're not connecting. They are connecting energetically. I can feel this. But it's almost like they're trying to give you a sense of space. They don't want to... It's almost like they don't want to influence you. They don't want to influence maybe what you're processing in terms of the relationship. One message that's coming through, and as I'm sharing this, I just want to share that the way it's coming through is it's like they're writing notes on a piece of paper or something like that. They're not wanting to have really direct communication. And they are saying that you can live your life however you want to and by whatever values you want to have. I don't know whether this person influenced your values or made you wonder whether you should share similar values to this person. There seems to be some kind of quite existential element of confusion almost in this relationship. But they're saying they've learned a lot since reaching the other side. It feels like they could have had very strong views when they were in this world, but since reaching the other side, they have a very different perspective. I feel like they have let go of a lot of their identity. And I feel like this is sort of why they're giving you a sense of space. I don't know whether you really wanted them to connect to you directly, almost so you could have a sort of clarity around things, but there seems to be some kind of reason that they're giving you a sense of space. I feel like they are saying it's important for you to have that. I feel like they're also sort of pointing to your soul contract or your karmic purpose in this life, and I feel like they're saying there are other people in your life who also have quite strong values or beliefs, and you're in this situation so that you learn to develop your own or just to trust your own. I feel like they're encouraging you to be artistic or creative. I feel like they're saying this is something that would bring you a lot of joy. So as much as, I'm feeling like they don't want to kind of give you advice in terms of how to see the world, but in terms of your own enjoyment, I feel like they're saying you're very creative. I'm also being told, I feel like they're saying as well that they want you to really let go of them in a way, whatever that means to you, of course, but they want you to let go so that you can really be present. There's a lot of, I don't know whether this is your inner child, but part of you, I feel like, romanticizes the relationship you had with them But then, of course, there's also been some kind of conflict of when you look back at things. And I feel like they're saying that really the thing that will set you free is to let go of it. Which doesn't mean that you don't cherish it. It's just that you're just seeing it as another experience in your life so that it's not holding you back from enjoying the present. And I feel like they're saying, even with other people in your life now who maybe have strong values, strong opinions, I feel like this person is saying, can you just enjoy them in the present? Just enjoy it for what it is. It's almost like seeing the positive while developing a sense. I'm not saying a sense of yourself, but it's more like what life's about. There's sort of these kind of big philosophical questions. It feels like there's a lot of outside influence here in terms of people sharing their opinions. I'm also seeing a flower. It feels like a rose, and I feel like this is just a kind of gift or a sign from this person in spirit. I'm also seeing a rabbit. I feel like this is your message, pile number 3, so I really hope it resonated and supported you.